broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Woo! AFTERBUZZ TV!
AFTERBUZZ TV, Girl Mix World, last show of season 1.
Season 1, episode 20, Girl Meets First Date.
20
I'm
episodes.
so excited to talk about this. I don't know about you.
But you're a little bit sad, Kristen.
I am sad, but I did hear that this isn't actually the last episode. I hear that we get one more special episode.
Oh.
So this is the finale for the season, but then we get some sort of special.
Bonus.
And I'm thinking it might be like the summer break or something. Anyway,
maybe.
I'm Kristen Elizabeth Snyder. I am your host this evening. You can follow me at Cinematic Escape. And
Hey, I am Lee Michael Epstein. You can follow me at Lee M. Epstein.
I don't know. Our energies are really high right now, but I'm feeling
It's
good.
great. The theme song has got me still going there. It's like,
I know.
this is nice.
I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, well, all right, Kristen, what did you think of this last episode well, basically the final episode of the season, or maybe not?
It's 7th grade. It's spring fever. I feel like I have spring fever too. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but I dyed my hair because I have spring fever.
Oh, I thought you meant like allergies, like hay fever. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been really congested.
I have spring fever.
I first of all, you do know that I noticed because when we walked in the studio, I said, "First thing, Kristen, I love your highlights." So don't make our friends at home think I don't notice.
Okay, to be honest, I didn't really notice because I was just so excited to hear you. I was just like, oh my God, Lee, hi, you look great.
You were. It was very sweet. But I do like your highlights.
Oh, thank you.
Is that spring fever?
Yes, this was spring fever, and so like I felt like this was a great episode because I'm feeling spring fever too, and I feel like everyone at home probably is feeling that spring fever.
Yeah, and what Cory, see, there's so many darn Corys, oh my God. But Cory Matthews, what he says about how there's that romance end of school thing, it's so true.
It's so true.
It's like, have you ever seen the movie Wet Hot American Summer? I don't know if you,
yeah.
Okay, so you know how it's like the last day of camp, basically, and there's all these romances all of a sudden popping up after a whole summer. It's like the same thing at school, you know, especially when you're in high school and you're just like holding on to crushes for like months and months and you don't act on them, you're too nervous or whatever, and then the last day of school, the last week, it's like, all right, it's now or never, like you got nothing to lose, everyone's going away for the summer, people get in those like random makeout sessions in the last week and random, you know, dates and whatever, and I think it happens. I love how Cory talked about it because I definitely remember that experience.
Yeah, I mean, I loved this episode in that, you know, the girls were discussing that it's not just, it's the you know, 2000s or whatever, like, you don't have to wait necessarily for the guy to ask you out, and they were sort of talking about the role reversals a little bit.
Yes. I was thinking, like, well, yeah, it's like 2015, you know, like, totally, why not? Why the heck not?
But girls still want to be asked out. I mean, I do ask guys out.
No, but there is still very much.
Yeah.
I agree. It's kind of interesting how like there's been so much progress in terms of like gender equality and whatnot, and also that a lot of those traditional gender roles, like guys ask girls out, you know, like, and on straight dates, guys pay for girls. Like, why? A lot of the time, the girl's making more money than the guy. You know, but I know there's still pay inequality.
We spend all of our money on our hair and our nails and our clothes, and so we don't have any money to buy you dinner because we're trying to look great for you.
That's so nice.
Do you see what I'm saying? Do you get it?
Yes.
Are you okay with this now? No. Okay, so I want to ask you.
I was just thinking how much money I spend on my nails. I'm like, no, I just bite them.
I think a lot of guys do.
I actually wanted to get a manicure, but then I knew you would want me to pay for dinner, so I bit my nails so I could buy our dinner.
Oh, thanks. I'm going to call you, though, next time I go get my manicure, and you can come with me.
Oh, I love a good manicure.
Yes, we're going together. Manicure date.
It's great. I always tell them, no polish. And they always try to get me to get polish, like clear polish. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. It looks shiny and weird and effeminate. And they're like, no, you should get polished. I'm like, no, definitely not. And it goes back and forth for 10 minutes until I convince them I really just don't want polish.
I know some guys that started getting their toenails painted, actually.
Painted?
Yes.
Whoa.
And they're actors. Like, they just do it for fun.
And I thought you were so, like, conservative.
Me?
You got a wild side. Look at your friends painting their toenails.
I mean, don't we all? Anyway, I want to talk about this episode. So it was so hard for the boys to ask the girls out, and they were like not going to do it. And
I know. You know what they didn't have? They didn't have chutzpah.
Chutzpah. You've got chutzpah.
Yeah. Well, you've got chutzpah.
We both do. I mean, Lee,
they didn't have the. I don't know. But why couldn't they pull it together and just do it?
They were almost not going to, and then Maya had to jump in and kind of force the situation, like Sean did when Cory wanted to ask Topanga out, but he couldn't.
And it's also not surprising that I think it makes perfect sense that the Sean character, who we've talked about a lot, is kind of represented in some ways or streamlined into Maya's character here, that is the person who does that, because it makes perfect sense in the sense that they've been raised with one parent. They've had to be more independent, grow up kind of more quickly in certain ways. So it kind of makes sense that in a lot of other ways in their lives, Sean and Maya have had to take things by the horns themselves.
They're used to doing that.
Yeah, so I think it kind of makes sense that Maya and Sean, and both girl and boy, respectively, are the ones who step up and kind of, take things into their own hands to help out their friends.
Absolutely. Have you ever been afraid to ask somebody out? And how did you wrangle them in? I mean, for me,
I had this recently.
Really? Okay. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I was nervous. I don't know. There's just something. I think it's just fear of rejection. Even if you're confident and and you feel like there's a good vibe and it feels right, there's just a nervousness that especially when you have those butterflies and you feel good about someone, you don't. The last thing you want is to have that, just to be jilted, to be have that unrequited love. So you're just nervous that it's going to be not reciprocated. Yeah. So even though you think it's good, you're just so nervous. And I remember, I was like, okay, do you want to go out for dinner? And they're like, yes. I was like, ooh, I was so excited. And I'm not a kid, Yeah. So, I think it's a natural thing. People it's kind of that rejection fear. It makes a lot of sense.
I kind of do it a different way. I'm like a baby, but the way I do it, because I still want to hang out with them. So I'll sort of invite them to group activities.
Interesting.
I'll try to bond with them in group activities.
I said, do you want to come to this indoor trampoline thing? Which, by the way, thank God it didn't come because it was a bust and whatever. Everyone flaked. It was a disaster. But, yeah, you think for the first time to go to a group thing, that's cool? I
always do that if I'm not quite sure that they like me.
Because feel it out.
Yeah, feel it out. If they pay attention to you the whole time and are trying to get to know you during the group activity, then it's probably a good sign, and you guys will probably keep hanging out more, and then it would naturally progress. But if you are just asking them to hang out with you, it might, they can say no. Yeah, it puts a lot of pressure on them to, and maybe they don't even know you at that point, so they're probably scared to say yes because they don't really know you. So I think it's better to get to know someone as a friend in group activities, and then they'll probably have something to like you by too. Because especially in Los Angeles, it's too easy to hang out with someone and then never see them again because you don't know really who this person is.
Okay, Kristen, should I send you a bill for 45 minutes of therapy? I'll send you the. No.
Sure, anytime. You guys can call us at 424-256-1729 if you have any relationship drama that you'd like to talk about. You're welcome.
Dr. Kristen and Dr. Lee will use the messages of Girl Meets World to help you solve your life problems.
I think that's a fantastic idea. I mean, I'm learning on this show.
For sure.
And I will just, give you guys the wisdom that I have learned from Girl.
There was some great relationship stuff on this episode. We have to talk about.
Josh is back. Is that what you're going to say?
Oh, well, no, that's what you're going to say because you're obviously drooling over him.
No, I mean, he's not just, we have a caller, Lee.
Are you serious?
Somebody that wants relationship advice. Hello,
That's
caller.
the secret. That's how we need to get more callers. Hey.
Hi.
Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Jobette, and I am from Virginia.
It's so great to hear from you.
Cool.
Did you have a question or a comment about Girl Meets World or your relationships?
But preferably Girl Meets World because we're really not qualified and don't represent the views of AFTERBUZZ TV. Go ahead.
I just love the show because I feel like it teaches kids lessons about relationships and about their relationship with their parents, and I feel like they can learn from the show. And I feel like and it's also funny. It's not all about learning stuff. It's also funny and it's really entertaining.
Thank you for sharing that. Your name again is Joe.
Jobette.
Joe Beth, thank you so much for sharing that. I think we have a very similar take on it, that there is a great mix of humor, entertainment, and thinking about serious life philosophy stuff in here. It's a good mix of entertainment and education.
Definitely. What was your favorite part of this episode?
I think when Maya and Riley got ready for their date, I think it was just, I think every girl had that moment of, like, getting ready for the first date.
Aww.
Yeah. And I think it was just I think it was funny, kind of. Like, it had some jokes, and it's just, I feel like a lot of girls can relate to that scene.
Absolutely.
Every girl, like, probably experienced that already, or they're going to experience that. So I feel like a lot of girls can relate to that scene.
Absolutely, and I love that part where Maya was like, no, I'm giving him 84%, and Farkle recognizes, he's like, I thought she was going to come in sweatpants, but she's giving me 84%. I love that part. But yeah, I absolutely agree with what you're saying. I mean, getting ready for your first date is so, like, terrifying, and you spend, like, way more time than you need to. I think I actually look worse for my first dates than any other date, because, you know, like, you're trying too hard, and, like, you're curling your hair to the point that it's, like, breaking off, and you have too much makeup on, or, you know, like, you picked the wrong outfit because you were just so nervous. Like, I loved that part too. I really appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for calling.
All right.
So, I'll tell you a couple.
Thanks so much. Talk to you on Twitter. Tweet us.
Yeah, tweet us.
So good to hear from the fans.
Yeah, that was awesome. That's so nice that you called. All the way from Virginia, East Coast, nighttime.
Coast.
Thank you for calling. So I gotta say, I love the Augie stuff. By the way, hi, Augie's mom. I met Augie's mom at the set. I just call her Augie's mom. I actually met her, learned her real name, but
you guys are best friends.
She literally ran over to me because she watches our show, which is so nice. And she's like, "You love Augie's work. I love you." It was very, very sweet. So thank you for that. It's a mutual.
We gotta get Augie in here because we just love that.
We're gonna get him in. We're gonna get him in here. We're gonna get him in here. We're gonna learn the secrets to that curly hair. But there are some amazing. Hilarious writing for Augie and Ava, and again, it's that same thing where it's like you have just the humor inherently in having 5, 6, 7-year-old kids saying really adult situational lines. I kind of sometimes wonder how they coach the kids to even sometimes understand what they're saying, because it's really like talking about being married. They have like the actors as kids don't. They have to do more than just say the lines. They have to say it like with meaning and kind of get what they're saying, and they seem to do that very well. And I also kind of wonder, I'm like, how is this messing up these child actors that they're like 6 years old and they have to be like acting like 40-year-olds, you know?
And they're getting married at
what's
the
gonna happen
age
in
of
like
5
exactly,
or
20 years when Augie Maturo's 25-year-old kid or 27-year-old kid, however old he is, you know, he's like, I said this stuff 20 years ago when I was in first grade, you know, it's kind of weird, but they're
he puts
so
a ring
funny.
on it. He puts a ring on
it. Well, my favorite line, I mean, one of my favorite lines is, what I love is how there's this balance between that funny, having the Augie and Ava do this like very adult, you know, precocious kind of silly thing, but then it's balanced by like it's put back into check when Topanga or Cory kind of reminds them that they're kids, and I love that. Like there's these funny back and forth, and then it's like, no, but remember in real life they're the kids. So like when Augie goes, "Hey, that's my bride," and Topanga goes, "Go to bed," and he says, "Okay."
Yeah.
That's just funny because you're like, okay, really? Like after it's a funny, you know, thing that they have going on. It's a funny bit. But at the end of the day, he's still the kid. My
favorite line was when they were talking about how they could only share cubbies with each other, even when she's sick, and they were talking about the other girl he shared a cubby with, and he was like,
hilarious.
"Her rain boots meant nothing to me."
So funny. I know that stuff is very funny, and that's the kind of stuff where I'm saying like, what is this child actor thinking he's even talking about? It's so funny. All right, so, okay, Cory, Dominic, I know you want to call. Let's see if we can get Cory. We're going to give the number one more time slowly for Cory. Okay. And in the meantime, we're going to give the number, and then I'll ask Kristen what Cory, he's on the, we have Cory, we got him?
Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hello?
Cory, is that you?
Yeah.
Hey, you got the number.
Yay! Cory, did you want to ask a question?
Yeah. Well, that was weird how you knew it was, but...
Well, can we get the lights flashing?
Yeah, we kind of predict those things here.
Yeah.
Cory, we just know the sound of your voice.
We heard you
well,
coming.
Thank you.
All right, Cory, what, you have a question or a comment today?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Go for it, buddy. Cory, you're on the air.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Hi. I just had a question. Do you think that when Riley and Lucas kissed that it was a little rushed? I know what you're going to say. You're going to say that they did it in Boy Meets World with the locker, Kristen, because you like to tie things in. But I'm just curious what your thoughts was on that kiss.
Well, I like
This
that.
kid knows you.
I like
Cory,
that you
thank you for
know
calling.
me.
Nailed it,
Thanks
dude.
for
Nailed
knowing
it.
me. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Not that many people take the time to get to know me and my
so
thoughts,
sweet.
so
And-
that's very sweet that you do
Cory,
that.
Cory, where are you? Where are you calling from?
Massachusetts.
Wow, East Coast again. Thank you
You're
for
so
calling.
far away. Thank you. You know what I thought
No
about
problem.
the kiss? I thought it was sweet, actually, that they reenacted the first scene, with Maya pushing her, and they sort of went over the first time they met. So it felt right to me because they reenacted that first moment again.
I agree.
If they had been in a different situation, I would have sort of felt that it was rushed. But seeing them in that same
kind of donut
place
full
again,
circle, yeah.
it kind of flashed before me their relationship over the entire season.
I agree. What do you think, Cory? You agree with Kristen?
Yeah, but I kind of wanted more with Sparkle and Maya, too, 'cause
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like their chemistry, they're more friends, but, it could have been explored more.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Cory, I will say thank you very much for calling, and thank you for tweeting us. You're a good fan. We really do appreciate it, and hopefully you'll stay in touch with us for season 2.
Please do.
Anyway, I don't know.
No problem.
Take care, buddy.
Bye-bye.
So another thing that Cory was asking over Twitter was, what are you really looking forward to in season 2?
So let's just roll into predictions.
Yes.
So season 2... predictions.
Now I just look weird.
Music and lights. Here it comes.
There we
See,
go.
I knew it was going to come.
Yeah. See, Cory will be really psychic.
So...
Yeah, what are you looking forward to? We kind of talked about it a little bit in our last little episode. But what do you
I'm
think?
looking forward to is the fact that I hear that Angela is coming back, who was Sean's long lost love, and it's like we all have that person who sort of got away or that we think about often, but that we're not with, and we sort of wish we could go back in time. And I'm excited that Sean's going to get to explore that when Angela comes back, who was in Boy Meets World, his girlfriend from Boy.
Well, I won't give anything away if I know anything, but I will say this. What if, that was a long time ago in his life. What if Angela's not the one for him? Who knows what's happened? And remember that he met Maya's mom. What's going to happen with that relationship?
Those are really good points. I think that it's not necessarily that I need to see them together. I just want them to at least
have some closure on what's up with them.
Closure, because I need closure. I don't know about you guys, but I need that for me, because when we left things, they were still very much in love, and if they grew apart, that's okay with me, but I need to see it.
Again, I will not say anything that I might know, but stay tuned. Come back for season 2 with me and with Kristen, because you will get to discuss all of this with us.
One more thing that I'm so excited about. Will Friedle, Eric Matthews, is coming back. He's going to be there.
Yeah.
And Sean Hunter, Ryder Strong, is going to be a more prominent character.
Nice.
He's going
and Ryder directed this last episode, I noticed.
Amazing job.
Cool.
So I look forward to the old cast and more relationships. There's so much that I wanted to talk about. Oh, Josh and Maya, but I think that's going to happen because clearly we see that.
Yeah, I agree that's more likely.
Yes.
I think that's more likely.
3 years is not that big of a deal, which he learned in this episode. So I feel like they were setting up that romance for next season.
Also, 3 years is not that big a deal. I always say that.
No, but I guess when you're in high school,
in high school it's huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
Totally.
It's like the biggest 3 years difference ever. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us this entire season. It's been our pleasure to talk with you guys about each of the episodes. Please keep in touch with us. I'm at Cinematic Escape on Twitter.
And I'm at Lee M. Epstein. Guys, thank you so much, and please come back for season 2, and we'll see you then for more Girl Meets World After Show on AFTERBUZZ TV.
And if there is a special episode next week, you better bet we'll be reviewing it. Thanks, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.